Hi, well, please tell us how do you move from the Transformers technology to a tomato?
You can take that now.
Right. Okay. So we start with the problem, and obviously the challenge that we're trying to solve for a particular problem is very important, and like framing it in a way that first we basically need to decide even if AI and genome editing is the right technology to solve that problem. But once we pass that, we obviously start with our big AI model that works with DNA sequences. That's all hosted on AWS, and it just basically works kind of as an oracle. It allows us to predict DNA, basically gene activity from DNA sequence alone, and so we can screen a lot of DNA sequences and discover new gene editing or gene activity patterns that we can then use.
It's like the gene expression is the key.
Exactly. So gene expression is the key, and then once you know which gene expression you need, then you need to actually implement it, and that's the whole long process. We've seen that earlier. We use protoplasts and really are trying to focus on basically being as deregulated and as like close to nature as possible. So obviously we don't insert any new DNA. We work with CRISPR as a mutagen that degrades in a day as a protein, and it creates changes in the plants that are heritable, but nothing else, right? So we gain these new benefits, these new gene activity or gene expression benefits that are then propagated from seed to seed, and that plant will look very different. You guys see the tomatoes look drastically different, but fundamentally there's nothing from CRISPR or nothing GMO that's been kind of actually used at any point in that process. And so that's how we go from transformers to tomatoes.
Wow, amazing. And you chose also the potatoes.
Yeah.
That's the two things that you are working.
Yeah. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah,
You
sure.
did your PhD in potatoes.
Makes sense. So we when we started the company, there were a lot of options to choose from, right? And tomato and potato immediately came to mind because there's relatively little sort of biotech innovation in those crops. And for instance, potato in particular is a tough crop to work in. It's not produced through seed like other crops. It's produced through mini tubers, and that makes it really, really hard to conventionally improve. And so there was like a lot of genetic opportunity there. So we started off in tomato and potato, but now we're looking at other crops. So as Nick kind of explained on the model and the precision breeding technology, we want to make it as transferable as possible. So be able to work across multiple crops, and within crops work across multiple multiple varieties. So we are now looking to work on other crops as well, which is very exciting. Hopefully row crops as well, that's kind of the aim now, so that we can kind of maximize impact with the technology.
You're like a full cloud company, no? It's not just the cloud, it's just how to manage what you told me to get the best component of your ideas, just to start it all over and invest all the capital in different things that your technology.
Yeah, exactly. So when we were starting this company very early, we realized that our industry, the agriculture industry, works in seeds, in plants. So we knew that the deliverable is going to have to be plant material. Obviously, we're not a seed distribution company. We're not a consumer packaged brand. So anything that goes sort of beyond the initial development, we rely on partners. But we did want to have this full stack where the AI doesn't just create some sort of bioinformatic insight that you can get out from a subscription or whatever, but actually it doesn't help bring these innovations faster to market. And that's what's really important, and that's what's driving this company, because climate change is now counted in years, right? It's not a threat that's coming in 20 or 30 years, it's now. So we need to speed up the breeding of these crops. And that's why we needed a full stack. So we needed to go from AI to seeds, because we realized that there's that gap, the massive development gap.
And with this way of to do business, really, you do it so fast. I never thought I was an actual really see a tomato and eat them at the same time that come from this frontier technology. So you're really developing in a cycle too fast.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get there, but yeah, now that Nick and the team
for you
built the
probably it's
technology-
slow, but for me it's like wow.
Yeah, no. Now the team have built the technology. It's
We do have to also credit that obviously technology like transformers, technology like CRISPR genome editing, it's been decades in development, right? We are almost like the application layer of these very core technologies that I think will shape the 21st century, as we see with large language models, and we're going to see with CRISPR in medical field as well. So we can get you the tomato pretty quickly now, and we're still putting a lot of work into that. But
well, you mentioned that to close the gap,
yeah,
no, between
exactly. So to close the gap, it's still important to sort of focus those technologies in the correct need. So that's what we want to do, really. That's what we set up the company to do, to turn the discoveries. There's a lot of discovery, then there is a lot of market need, but just translating science, it was hard, and it's still hard. But with these technologies and focus on the right problems, it's, as you said, like lightning fast, maybe in your eyes.
well, just to go to AWS, how you empower these kind of startups, no? Where they are really, you have this basic technology, and you also invest in that. For example, I'm here, no? You also invest, and they have a very huge impact in the world and have more recognition.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So, and by the way, I'm Lizbeth Kaufman. I'm head of climate tech startups at AWS, and I'm also a co-chair of the Compute for Climate Fellowship. And we're thrilled to have Phytoform as one of our prize companies in the fellowship. And we started this fellowship because as the impacts of climate change become more widespread, the world desperately needs solutions like what Phytoform is building. And so we recognize that startups like Phytoform are in the forefront of developing the solutions, and we want to support them. So we set up the Compute for Climate Fellowship, and it's an R&D funding program for climate tech startups to build groundbreaking new projects that use AWS's most advanced cloud computing, like AI, which is what Phytoform is using, or high performance computing. And then Phytoform really stood out to us because what they're doing is with AI is just so innovative. And we were also really excited by what you offer your customers, right? Where they're helping their customers reduce waste, improve yield. Like there's such a strong business value proposition here. And in doing that, they're helping to address serious environmental challenges like wasted food and help the world adapt to the changing climate with food resiliency, which could really translate into lives saved.
You're also looking for new companies like this one in the world?
Yes, we are.
Really?
Thank you. So this year it's our third year in the Compute for Climate Fellowship, and we're expanding the program a lot this year. Last year we had 8 companies. This year we aim to have 20 companies,
Wow.
and it's a global program. So we are looking for companies from all over the world who have big ideas, want to address the climate crisis using advanced cloud computing. And applications are open now.
So Latin America can enter.
Yes, absolutely. We're eager to have companies from Latin America.
Yes. Also, it's good to make some partner-to-partner connection because these companies are in the frontier of different things, no?
Yeah.
And so in your ecosystem, probably they have the chance to meet each other also.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, at AWS, we're always eager to help our startups with their business development and go-to-market and connecting them in with potential customers. We have the partner network where we connect startups into with our other larger customers. So we're eager to help companies on both the tech side as well as their business side.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed this tomato, and also to see the potatoes that not getting brown, so the antioxidants are different.
Yeah.
So it was amazing just to see it alive. Probably you don't figure it out, but it's not so many companies in the world that can show this like that you really see it, and so really was. I think you're like encourage all other companies to go this kind of pastas. It's like a breakdown in different things. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And thank you for your enthusiasm also. It definitely motivate. Sometimes it is hard to run a startup. You're competing against larger companies, you're also competing just against the inertia of just doing the things how they were before, which I think we are basically sleepwalking into a potentially a food security crisis.
For sure.
And with this kind of enthusiasm, with this kind of cheers and motivation, it will just be it will be driven to keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed the potato.
Yes.
Very cool.
Okay.